Welcome, everybody. Good morning. My name is Natália Trigo. I'm from the DAD team here in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. And it is a pleasure to welcome you here today and our guests. Thank you for joining us for one more session of the series Meet the German Higher Education Institutions. For those of you who don't know, Germany has more than 400 universities that can be found in many different locations throughout the country. And they offer a large variety of courses. And there are many reasons why you should consider studying in Germany. And today we have the pleasure to welcome representatives of not one, but three excellent universities. Today here with us are the representatives of the Technical University of Braunschweig, the Pforzheim University, and the Darmstadt University of Applied Sciences. And this session will be focused on the areas of business and economics that's new. And the representatives will present courses offers in these fields, of course, and each institution will have, I'm sorry, my voice is not the best today, but each institution will make a 10-minute presentation, and afterwards we'll have time to answer your questions. Meanwhile, we encourage you to write your questions in the chat box along the presentations, and you can write it in English or in Portuguese, however you feel comfortable. And one last reminder, this session is being recorded and will be available later on our YouTube channel. And now I will finally give the word to our guests, and we'll start with Mr. Baumgarten, who will present the Technical University of Braunschweig. And so please, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Natalia, for the introduction, and a very warm welcome from the city of Braunschweig. I'm going to jump right into my presentation and tell you a little bit about the university as a whole, the surrounding area, and also, of course, the fields of business and economics, because that's what you might be primarily interested in. So my name is Dominik Baumgarten, and I'm a research officer in the so-called research services. So what we do is not only invest in recruiting activities, but also make the university known as a whole, and later on help and guide you through potential research proposals. But in the first step, of course, introducing ourselves abroad, which I'm going to do right now. So once again, welcome to TU Braunschweig. We decided to give you a start or an overview from the outside in. So starting with the city of Braunschweig, which you might probably not known or not necessarily have heard before, even though you should, is located in the green areas. You see a holistic map of Germany. The green area is a state called Lower Saxony, and right in it is the city of Braunschweig. So Braunschweig itself has a population of around about 250,000 inhabitants, which makes it the second largest city in Lower Saxony. So you see it's definitely not comparable with Manhattan, for example, but it's one of the medium-sized cities for our German standards in height and size. It's quite a traditional city that was first mentioned in 1031 and has always been a cultural and political center ever since. And our marketing selected 3 pictures to give you an image of what the cityscape looks like. So you see, we have quite some medieval heritage, like, for example, the Dome area. Then we have a river called Oker that surrounds the city center in form of a circle. So it almost gives us the impression of being on a huge island. And you have the city center that is a mix of 19th, 18th century architecture combined with modern day twists. So you most likely find older buildings with H&M in them. What's worth mentioning is that Braunschweig ranks 4th among all major German cities in terms of quality of life. So it's quite a good choice to stay there for a year or two or an entire study program. Then I'm going to give a short introduction into the research region of Braunschweig. So TU Braunschweig, or Technical University Braunschweig, being the central university in the area, doesn't mean that it's the only place where you can study or pursue research. So we selected a list of the most important ones, which come from all areas of research. So for example, PTB stands for the National Metrology Institute. They're doing quantum technology, for example. Helmholtz Center is investing in infections and diseases. And we have other institutes surrounding us, for example, the Leibniz Institute for Educational Sciences, which might be also of interest for business and economics. So just so you know, you're not applying just for Braunschweig University, you're also applying for the research region of Braunschweig. That should be quite beneficial in any way. Now onto the university itself. Last year's key figures. So the university was founded in 1745, so it has quite a long tradition. And we currently house 16,000 students, of which 3,200 roundabout come from all over the world and mark our individual international student population. We have an overall of 3,800 staff members. Most of them, 2,300, do individual research. 242 of them made it to professorships already, and the rest would be supporting or management stuff, for example, like myself in science management. We have an overall budget of almost 400 million. 1/3 of that is third-party funded. So it's quite a lot of budget to do individual research and also to involve you guys in our study programs quite early on. And we're active in third-party funding, which means that we're not just relying on state money, but that we're continuously writing proposals to gain more funding resources. We overall have 4 core research areas and 6 faculties. I'm going to elaborate on these shortly. We overall have 86 degree programs. Most of them, unfortunately, require German language skills, but several of them are available with English language skills only. So I will talk you through on how to find these out and how to select the one that's best for you. Then we have 7 interdisciplinary research centers, 2 clusters of excellence, and 2 so-called collaborative research centers. And very short, as this might not be of the biggest interest yet, because I guess most of you won't be on PhD or postdoctoral level yet, but just so you know that these 2 clusters of excellence are within the highest university ranking that exists in Germany, the so-called excellence strategy. And TU Braunschweig was happy enough to be successful within this competition and now to host 2 clusters of excellence. The so-called smaller sisters of these clusters are the collaborative research centers, which are huge research conglomerates. And what might be of interest for you is that these clusters will also be able to provide student scholarships, student assistant jobs, and you'll always be welcome to join their lectures. Part of them are involved in teaching and learning. So even though the clusters primarily invest in research, you will definitely come across them in the study area as well. In very short, what the university stands for holistically, we define ourselves as a strong industrial and cooperation partner within Europe's most active research region. And TU Braunschweig is the University of Technology with the longest tradition in Germany. So it's not only quite old within itself, but it has been the first technical university. And on a national level, we are member of the TU9 Alliance, which is an alliance of Germany's leading 9 universities of technology. So once you're enrolled for studies in one of these places, for example, Berlin, Munich, Karlsruhe, and some others, then you will be automatically part of that network, and it will be quite easy to access one university coming from another one of this network. Other than that, being a technical university, we have an explicit focus on the STEM field. So the biggest range is set on the engineering programs, complemented by natural sciences, social sciences, and humanities. But we also have programs in business and economics, of course, otherwise I couldn't attend that meeting. We stand for transdisciplinary education, and the strongest basis is set on a research combination combined with a high application orientation. So the overall aim is that from the first semester on, we will not train you to just sit on your desk and just think full time, but we always try to put theory into practice. And for example, in the fields of business and economics, this would, for example, be about creating a theory that then could translate to the industry or into politics. We are a comprehensive university with 6 faculties, which I'm not going to pronounce each and every one to you because we're a little bit on a time restriction, but the ones that would be of interest for you are 2 of them. First of all, the Carl Friedrich Gauss faculty, that's a proper name after a Braunschweig famous scientist. But that's the faculty that not only hosts mathematics, computer sciences, but also business sciences, social sciences, and a department of economics. But you should also have a look at the Faculty of Humanities and Education, as they have a certain gaze towards the fields of economics and business sciences as well. So when you have a look at our webpage, I suggest to go to these 2 faculties to find out what the overall program is. And you should find immediate links to the study program, and that will give you the detailed information on what specifically to hand in if you're, for example, interested in marketing, or in the Faculty of Humanities when you're interested in the education of business science, for example. So I'll make sure to send this presentation to you right after this presentation, and we'll give you direct links, as we don't have within 10 minutes the opportunity to talk every single one of them, but I'll make sure that you get the links to an overview and that you can scroll through the list of study programs. Little back to the research at TU Braunschweig as a whole. So we identified 4 core research areas. Again, I'm jumping through the first 3 of them and would like to point out the 4th one that is called Future City, or City of the Future. We're a little undecided. And that is a broad amalgamation and an interdisciplinary scope on research. So business and economics will definitely play into the creation of the so-called City of the Future. So just so you know, you'll always be welcome to participate in inter and transdisciplinary, not only student populations, but also get in touch with our researchers quite early on and have a look beyond your own academic focus. So it won't be like business. You're warmly invited to take a look at other academic areas as well. Very, very short TU Braunschweig International. As I said, we have 3,200 international students who currently come from 110 countries and mark almost 20%, currently 19, of all students. All students benefit from currently 310 partner universities and 170 Erasmus agreements. So the Erasmus program as a whole is a European initiative by the European Union, which makes it very easy to go abroad within the European Union member states for a semester or 2 to get that international European experience, that in a super nutshell. We have strategic partners and key exchange partners. So, for example, the closest to Brazil would probably be UNAM in Mexico, but definitely we have individual key exchange partners in South and Latin America as well. And you're always warmly welcome to join us and broaden out that international network. Coming to the last slide, which basically cordially invites you to come study and work with us. So we're always looking for mainly master students from all academic fields, not only for degree programs, but also for either internships upon an individual arrangement or summer schools, which we offer on a structured level. And I'll also make sure to send you all this information by email. Later on in your academic career, basically the same applies on PhD and postdoctoral level, with the side information that we do offer individual PhDs. So basically a standalone piece or a PhD role within one of the structured doctoral programs. So once you're at that level, feel warmly invited to address the colleagues and I from research services, and we're going to talk you through that individually. And last but not least, my contact data that you also receive with that email after this meeting. And I can only invite you to either send an email or send a message via LinkedIn to stay in touch. And with that, I'm going to end that presentation and will thank you for your attention. I hope I didn't massively take over time, and hand over to my fellow colleagues for this presentation. So thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. And sorry. Now it's time to hear about the Pforzheim University from Ms. Solombrino and Ms. Walter, please. The stage is yours now.
Thank you so much for having us. And we're happy to introduce our MBA in International Management program to you today. Yes, so my name is Tanya. I'm the programs coordinator, and with me is my colleague Janina, who will start the presentation.
Yeah, hello everybody, warm welcome also from my side. And yeah, my name is Janina and I'm the admissions coordinator. And yeah, the admissions coordinator would be your first point of contact with any questions. So please feel free to reach out with any individual checks you on questions you might have. But now let's start with our presentation. So we will actually jump from the northern or mid part of Germany to the southwest. So Pforzheim University is located in the city of Pforzheim, which is in the federal state of Baden-Württemberg, down in southwest Germany. And Pforzheim is a mid-sized city, which actually lies right in between Stuttgart and Karlsruhe and is also very close to our neighboring countries of France, Switzerland, and Austria. So it also enables all of our students to do a little bit of traveling while they're here with us. And you can easily travel throughout Germany through a very dense railway network. And very important about Pforzheim is its close proximity to the Black Forest, which is a beautiful nature area and also great for your leisure time or weekend trips.
To give you a better idea of the city of Pforzheim itself, we brought along a couple of pictures. We are very privileged to be located along 3 rivers. So we do have many cafes along the riverbanks. You can go skiing in wintertime close by in the Black Forest area or go for nice hikes. And Pforzheim is also known as the City of Gold. Since 250 years, it's been the center of jewelry and watchmaking in Germany. With this slide, we want to give you a better idea of our area and its economic background. We are located in an economically very strong region. There you can find global players like SAP and Bosch, and of course the big automotive industry with Daimler and Porsche, for example. But there are also many mid-sized companies. Many of them are family run, and they form the strong backbone of the economy in the southwest of Germany.
And now we'll take a look at the Pforzheim University and its history. So it actually all started back in 1877 when the School of Design was founded, and later it got joined by the School of Engineering and our business school. And the business school today has around 3,500 students who are being taught by around 100 professors, and we have around 150 partner universities all across the globe. And Pforzheim University, or the business school, is also proud to tell that we host around 900 international students from 70 nations. Pforzheim University, or the business school Pforzheim, has 14 bachelor programs actually and 12 master programs. And out of those master programs, actually, we have 2 MBA programs. One is a part-time executive MBA, which is taught in German. And then there's our MBA in international management, which is a full-time program and all taught in English. And very important about the business school Pforzheim is the ACSB accreditation, which is a very special accreditation as you will find that many business schools have it, and it was first achieved in 2011 and has since been re-accredited twice.
After that general information on Pforzheim and Pforzheim University, we will dive deep into the MBA program now. With this slide, I want to give you more information about our MBA in International Management, which is open to candidates from all different backgrounds. Those candidates would start in the winter semester that usually starts in October each year, and it would be the full semester program, 21 months full-time program. For those candidates who are holding a business background already, they can skip the first semester and start in the second semester. So that would be 3 semesters then until they graduate from our program. The course language is English, and our education is based on 2 pillars. Firstly, a general management education, and secondly, a specialization in innovation management and digital business, as well as sustainable globalization. From the second semester onwards, and then mainly in the third semesters, our students are able to choose from a great variety of different electives in the areas of marketing, finance and accounting, big data and artificial intelligence, recent developments in management, and business transformation. We do have a great student-faculty ratio. We only take in 25 students per year, which means that our professors are working closely together with our students. It's a very close contact, and they support our students during their studies, and also later on when it is about finding internships or jobs after their graduation. We do offer integrated German classes on all levels to our students. They don't clash with our business classes. We'll make sure of that, because we believe that if you want to stay in Germany after your graduation, you should be able to speak and to understand German. Our professors are practically very experienced. Since we are a University of Applied Sciences, all our professors need to have worked at least 5 years in the industry. Most of them have been working in senior management positions or even CEO positions. And then we also invite visiting professors from all over the globe to teach in our program, to offer you also their view on the business world. The tuition fees are 4,400 euros per semester, which is, with other MBA programs, a quite reasonable tuition fees. The reason for that is that we are part of a public university, so we are supported by the state of Baden-Württemberg as well.
And here you can see a short overview of our MBA curriculum and the semester structure. I would just point out a few things. So first of all, I would highlight our foundation semester, which is open for candidates from all fields. So no matter what your first degree was in, you're very welcome to join in our winter semester and take all the foundational courses in the relevant business subjects. And then in the second and third semester, we dig deeper into the core courses and elective courses. So in semester 2 and 3, you will have a broad variety of elective courses to choose from, which will allow you to pursue your own career and interest focus. And our MBA degree finishes with a thesis, which is written in the final semester. And this can be either done with a company or independently on a topic of your own. And throughout the program, we have the so-called company experience, which entails guests in class from the industry, company visits, but also many more events. And also another strong element of our program are the German language classes, which you can see run throughout all the semesters.
Now, if you're asking what's so special about the program, Janina mentioned it already. We do have intense collaborations with companies throughout Germany through different events and projects. And of course, it is also the cross-cultural experience that starts in classroom with students coming from all over the globe and our visiting professors as well.
And here, just a few points about our admission requirements and the application process. Of course, you can also read the detailed admission requirements on our website as well. And this is also where you can submit your applications. So we have an online application platform, which you can see through this link, and the presentation will also be shared with you afterwards. So let me just point out, of course, we will need to see proof of your English language skills, which can be either shown through the TOEFL or the IELTS test, or if English was a previous language of instruction, we also accept that proof of medium of instruction. And then second, of course, we are a master's program, which means you will have at least completed a previous bachelor's degree. And also important for the MBA is previous work experience. So all candidates need to have at least 2 years of full-time work experience after the previous university degree. And important steps in our admission process are submission of the documents, a detailed eligibility check, and then we will invite candidates for an interview, which is about half an hour interview taking place online. And we have various application deadlines depending on which intake you're applying for. So we just passed the deadline for the winter intake, but we're already open for applications for summer intake, for March intake, and as well for our winter intake next year. And the winter intake's deadline will be June 15th, 2025.
We brought along a couple of testimonials, graduates from our program, and what they praise about our program is mainly that they were able to develop a business acumen and build a business network from scratch in Germany. Also getting fundamental knowledge in different areas of industry, and that the MBA was the perfect setting to strengthen their soft and their hard skills as well.
And last but not least, on our final slide, we have a few soft facts and services that we will provide as part of the onboarding service and welcoming experience here at Pforzheim University. So first of all, to enable everybody to find accommodation before their arrival, we will share a housing list with all newly accepted students. And the average cost for a student dorm is about 300 euros a month. And the total living costs can be estimated with around 700 euros a month. Good to know is that the student ID card also serves as the public transportation ticket throughout Pforzheim and the surrounding areas. And for the integration process, we first of all offer pre-semester German language classes for those of you who don't know any German language yet. And then also we have, for example, a buddy system. So we will connect all newly accepted students with a senior student. And during the welcoming sessions in the first weeks, we will have a lot of initiatives and student clubs introducing themselves. And for example, we do a guided city tour of Pforzheim.
We will also support you in finding a job, and this slide we will also send out to you with all the different people that make up our MBA program and all the contact data so that you can get hold of us, reach out to us, ask your questions so that we will be able to answer them. Thank you very much for having us, and you can put your questions you might have in the chat.
Thank you so much for this presentation. We are now going to bring some information about the Darmstadt University of Applied Sciences from Professor. Sorry. Wait.
You can just call me Ralph.
I can't hear. Oh, okay, now it's back. From Professor Schellhase. So yeah, You have the stage now.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So I'm Ralf Schellhase from Darmstadt Business School, and I want to introduce you to our Darmstadt MBA. First of all, some words about Darmstadt, which is called the City of Science. We are situated in the Rhine-Main area, which is the economic hub of Europe, and only 25 minutes trip to Frankfurt Airport, so it's very convenient to reach us. Darmstadt is called the City of Science, and it's awarded as a digital city in 2018 and a smart city. So there's a lot going on in terms of research in Darmstadt. Darmstadt Business School at Hochschule Darmstadt. We are a state university, which stands for high quality standards. We have 12 departments at our university, around 17,000 students, 18% of them international students for the whole university. At Darmstadt Business School, we have around 2,000 students, and in our MBA program, we have 50% of international students, and the other half are students with a German background. We have 35 full professors at our business school, more than 70 lecturers, and 9 different study programs. So let's have a closer look on our Darmstadt MBA. 7 reasons to study with us. First of all, it's a typical general management perspective and leadership development program. So there's no specific focus on an industry or a specific topic. It's a typical general management program. It's built up very modular and flexible. So you have 4 different ways to get your MBA with us. You can study full-time or part-time. So if you want to work while you are in Germany, you can do that and study part-time. And you can study hybrid or live online, which means hybrid. Most of the classes are in class, but there are also online lectures. And live online means that you don't have to come to university at all. You can study from wherever you are. We have a cutting-edge curriculum, including 3 electives, an optional study trip, and a summer school. We focus on practice and professional relevance, as we are a University of Applied Sciences, and we have a very cross-cultural business perspective within all our modules. We have small classes, so you have an extensive exchange with professors and classmates. Usually our classes don't have more than 30 students. And compared to other programs, we have a very good value for money. We are ranked among European Tier 1 universities by the CEO magazine from UK. We are accredited, and our Further Education Center has been awarded in 2022 by the Focus magazine as a top university education center. When you study hybrid, part-time or full-time with us, you have the full campus experience and online sessions, an optional summer school or study trip, and the program length is 16 months for the full-time version and 24 months if you study part-time. Live online is pretty much the same, but all courses in that case are live online. So that means we are teaching you, we are Zoom in our case, live online. Here's our curriculum for the part-time version. In the first semester you have courses like strategy and leadership, creating value by marketing, diversity, communication and negotiation, understanding finance. It goes on in the second semester with other courses. And here in semester 3, we have the expertise tracks, the electives, where you can choose out of several courses. And in semester 4, you have your master module. The courses are exactly the same in the full-time curriculum, but you can do it within 3 semesters. So you have more courses per semester. Here are some examples for expertise tracks. project management, intercultural management, current topics in finance, business consulting, using AI in management, and so on. And this is flexible. Sometimes we change a little bit depending on what is a hot topic. Our MBA students are young professionals. We are looking for high potential employees who require solid management skills. And the age is, most of our students are between 24 and 34, but we have also older students of the age of 35 to 49. But the majority, let's say, is between 30 and 40. And our students have a very heterogeneous academic and professional background. We have students with an engineering or IT background, of course, economies or law, but also mathematics, natural sciences. So it's very heterogeneous. And this is very interesting because we have very good discussions in our classroom. Currently, we have students from more than 25 different countries, and we have a very low dropout rate because of small classes and a very close relationship to your teachers and your classmates. We offer lots of different services for our international applicants. A buddy service, we support you in the visa process. You can do your English test with us if you want to. We have an application training, German language courses, and a career center with lots of different services and offerings. A student trainer pool, a language center. You can take part in university sports, and we also have a family office. The cost structure, the tuition fees for full-time and part-time are exactly the same. It's 24,800 euro. And then you have to pay the semester fee, which every student in Germany has to pay. In the full-time version, you have to pay 3 times for 3 semesters. In the part-time version, 4 times. And this adds to the total cost of our MBA program, which is around 25,000 euro. We offer scholarships. You can apply for a scholarship, and that covers up to 40% of the complete program tuition fees. So you can significantly reduce the tuition fees if you apply for a scholarship and get it, and chances to get a scholarship are very good. Application and admission, you need a first above average university degree. GMAT is optional. We require a minimum of 3 years professional experience after graduation. English test, of course. And if you are unsure if you are meeting the requirements, you can contact us anytime, and we are happy to pre-check your documents. So otherwise, you can send your application documents by email to this email address. You can find all information about the application process, of course, on our website. And the deadline for the winter term is 30th of August for the hybrid version and 15th of September for the live online version. So that means if you want to start this October, you can still apply. And if you don't get your visa fast enough, it's no problem, because all lectures are also available online. So if you stay, we have several students which will join us in December or January next year. And for the first 2 or 3 months, they will join the lectures online. That's no problem at all. And here we have the contact data of our management team, where you can ask if you have any questions or if you want to send an application. You're welcome, and we are very happy to have you at our university. Thank you very much. I think I've been in time. Thanks.
Yes, perfect timing. Thank you so much. I will now ask all of our representatives to join us in the screen because right now we'll have time for questions. So if you haven't already, you can put your questions in the chat box in Portuguese or in English. I can translate it if you put it in Portuguese. So we can already come with the first question from Karen. She asks if you have scholarships programs, and can you open more about prices and how those scholarships would work? I think I can speak a little bit about the DAD. If you want to check out our website, we have a database with a lot of scholarships opportunities that you can check out, but I'll also give the opportunity for our guests to answer if they have any other tips or opportunities for you. So, would anyone like to start?
Yeah, I mean,
But please.
I can only talk about our scholarship program. Of course, there's DAD scholarships available. For our program, as already said, it's a massive reduction. You have to apply for that. You have to write a motivation letter, and we will do an interview via Zoom, and then we make a decision how much reduction we can grant.
I can follow up on that one. So for the general information, we mainly also refer to the offers by, for example, DAAD. But I also would recommend what is called the scholarship finder. So the German term for that is Stipendienfinder. I'll make sure to put that in the email afterwards, because there might always be some even tiny or local scholarship funders that are so tiny that they probably fund 10 people per year for a very specific purpose. What might also be of interest is that you should look up the job vacancy pages of the universities. I can only speak for my university, surely, but I think that other German universities have the same offer, that in particular, those big funding projects, like, for example, as I mentioned, the clusters of excellence or the collaborative research centers, they offer student assistant jobs, but they also offer a limited amount of student scholarships. So these are usually for a limited period of time and when a specific academic scope. So there is not the scholarship program that the university holds itself, but it's definitely worth looking up the student job offers. But I make sure to put the direct link into my email for TU Braunschweig. But I think the general tip of looking at the individual web pages and go on student job offers should apply to basically all of us. So if there are individual fellowships or scholarships available, that's where you find them.
And I would just, end with the information for Pforzheim University. So as Tanya mentioned, our program is partially state funded by the federal state of Baden-Württemberg, which means we can offer our MBA at comparably affordable tuition fees of 4,400 euros per semester. At the same time, this means we don't have a scholarship from the program side itself, but as the other speaker said, we would recommend to check out the DAD scholarship databases and other external scholarship providers, because there's many individual offers out there, and from university side, we will definitely support you wherever we can with additional documents and information if needed.
Hey, thank you so much. We also have some questions from Caio. There are 3 questions, so I think we can do that one at a time. His first question is, are these courses exclusively for Brazilian applicants?
Well, I can start with my university, and the courses are basically open to everyone. So nationality doesn't play a role on that. However, you will be selected by your language skills. So we offer German-speaking classes and also English-speaking classes and entire degree programs. And for each of them, a language proficiency on B2 level is required in the language of the class. So even though we're in Germany, if the class is English-speaking, English is completely sufficient. And I guess the colleagues already explained the ways of proving that language proficiency, but we have never once judged anyone by pair sport, and that is not what we should go for. So feel warmly invited.
Yeah. If I may go for Pforzheim University, we're also open to candidates from all countries, and we have a diverse classroom setting. We are fully English taught program. So this means if someone doesn't speak any German, there is not a problem at all. We will provide German language courses alongside the program as an optional offer. It's included in the tuition fees, and this definitely gives everybody the chance to also catch up some German or even become fluent during their studies with us.
Yes, and that's exactly the same for Darmstadt Business School.
Okay, thank you. I think the next question you've already answered. He asks if there are any requirements of German knowledge, but I think we've already covered that. And so his last question is, in the case of English, are certifications such as IELTS or TOEFL required to participate in any of these programs?
Yes, for our program, it's IELTS or TOEFL. If you don't have one of these, you can also do a language test at our university. That's also possible, but usually students come with IELTS or TOEFL.
Yeah, and for Pforzheim, oh, sorry about that. For Pforzheim, I think I mentioned it in the presentation earlier. We have 3 ways that we accept as proof of English language skills, either the IELTS or the TOEFL test, or a medium of instruction certificate from the previous university degree. And we will also provide more information on that in our slide that we send around later.
I can almost fully agree. So we also accept the IELTS or TOEFL test, also the Cambridge language test, or our language center could test you as well if such a certificate isn't available.
Yes, thank you. The TOEFL and IELTS are usually accepted in Germany, so almost all German universities, I think. I think we have no more questions in the chat, but a question that we get a lot is, what level of English or German would one have to have for be admitted in the program? So if you can talk a little bit about that.
So for my university, we require a level of B2 in the language of the degree program. So as I said, for example, if it's an English-speaking degree program, you will never have to prove any German word. In that case, our language center would more offer German classes if you want to get your feet wet in the according language, and it would be the other way around. So if you, for example, had German at school, you're opting for a German-speaking degree program, then English won't be tested, but also would be a counter offer. Like many languages, you could, for example, learn French or Spanish or Polish, but that would be more of a spare time activity rather than a requirement, unless it's the language of the class.
Thank you so much. Does anyone like to compliment or?
I would also join saying that B2 in English would be the language requirement for our MBA in international management. And I think the German level I covered earlier, so there's no German language skills as a prerequisite, but we encourage everybody to study it when they're here with us.
Okay. Yes, we also always encourage everyone to learn Germany. After all, you'll be in Germany, so it will be very helpful for you to know German. So I think we are coming to an end. We don't have more questions in the chat. I would like to thank our guests so much for the presentations and for taking the time for being with us today. And also thanks to everyone who watched the session and for the questions. And we, as I said, we will provide this the recording in our YouTube channel for you to watch if you missed anything. So don't worry. And I also encourage you all to subscribe to our newsletter and follow our page on Instagram, because we always update you about other informative sessions such as this one and other events. And if you need to contact the DAT, you will be always available, and I will also leave our contact information in the chat box. So thank you very much. Thank you all, again, our guests.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and stay in touch.
Thanks for having us, and we're looking forward to receiving your questions and applications. Have a great day.
Yes, have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Till next time.